Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this podcast, I'm going to discuss about sixth aphorism according to Organon of Medicine, sixth edition. So let's get started. So in this aphorism, it begins with the unprejudiced observer, well aware of the futility of transcendental speculations which can receive no confirmation from experience, be his powers of penetration ever so great, takes note of nothing in every individual disease except the changes in the health of the body and of the mind. That means morbid phenomena, accidents, symptoms, which can be perceived externally by means of senses. That is to say, he notices only the deviations from the former healthy state of the now diseased individual, which are felt by the patient himself, which are observed or say remarked by those around him and observed by the patient. All these perceptible signs represent the disease in its whole extent. That is, together they form the true and only conceivable portrait of the disease. So that is the description of sixth aphorism. Coming to the exact description, exact explanation. So what in this aphorism Hahnemann means to say is, however experienced the physician may be, he should be unprejudiced. That means he should be free from any kind of preoccupied ideas regarding the patient or say his mind or his symptoms in front of the physician. That is not to say to have an idea regarding the remedies, because that is what our duty is to do, but we have to be very much open-minded and we have to be ready to receive any kind of comments, specifically the changes in the health. That means the symptoms which need to be observed by the physician himself and which are explained by the patient and which are observed by the people around the patient. That means his relatives or friends, etc. So that explains that what we need to consider while case taking, and that is really important. And he means to say is, we shouldn't be preconceived. Again, I'm repeating this, it's not a repetitive point, but I want to stress on that it's highly important that we become free from all kind of this preconceived notions. And there is a footnote for this aphorism. I know not therefore how it was possible for physicians at the sick bed to allow themselves to suppose that, without most carefully attending to the symptoms and being guided by them in the treatment, they ought to seek and could discover only in hidden and unknown interior what they was to be cured in the disease. They arrogantly and ludicrously pretending that they could, without paying much attention to the symptoms, discover the alteration that had occurred in invisible interior and set it to rights with unknown medicines, and that such a procedure as this could alone be called radical and rational treatment. So what in this footnote he is explaining is that the old school medicine which thinks that they know everything and they don't try to understand what the disturbed interior is trying to say through the symptoms. So what he means to say in simple words is, though however knowledge the physician may be, they have to treat each and individual case as a unique one. And the thing is, each and every pattern should be considered, like lifestyle, the causative factor, the underlying mechanism, why this person has been sick. So what Hahnemann means to say is, the aim is to treat the person, not the disease. So once the person is healthy, the disease will be repaired or say healed by that self. And there is a next paragraph in the footnote. Is not then that which is recognizable by the senses in diseases through the phenomenon it displays, the disease itself in the eyes of the physician, since he never can see the spiritual being that produces the disease, the vital force, nor is it necessary that he should see it, but only that he should ascertain its morbid actions in order that he may thereby be enabled to cure the disease. So what he means to say is, we shouldn't want to look into the vital force which is invisible, because the symptoms which are explained or say exhibited by the patient are themselves the reflection that the vitality is being operated internally. So we doesn't need any other explanation for that. So what else will the old school search for in the hidden interior of the organism as a prima causa morbi, that means a primary causation, while they reject as an object of cure and contemptuously despise the sensible and manifest representation of the disease, the symptoms that so plainly address themselves to us. What else do they wish to cure in diseases but these? So he explains that the old school of medicine always thinks that there is nothing dynamic principle of being operated, or say spiritual force are being operated internally. But what else could be needed for us to understand that there is a vitality being present in the body that is being represented, and that alteration is the exhibition of the symptoms. So that is the thing which is explained in the sixth aphorism. Hope this podcast was helpful. If this podcast was helpful, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and try to give us a like. That will encourage me to do more videos. So that brings me to the end of this podcast. Till then, bye bye and have a great day. Bye.